Sometimes sets like Skull Slicer get a bit ignored. Or I don't know, they just get like unnecessary hate. Why? This set is incredible. Come with me. Let's deep dive into why this set is a total banger. Let's examine its part selection and find ways that you can use it to build your own stuff. And let's check out a pretty sweet revamp of this bad boy. I'm ready if you are. Let's do it. Skull Slicer's mask. I got a pretty complicated relationship with this. Yeah, a lot of the other G2 Skull villain masks, well, they're interesting. They get a bit of repetition, whether it's the exact same mask but in a different color, or literally the same mask. Yeah, look, it would have been nice to see individual designs. Totally new molds on every character. No repetition. None. I get that. But I don't know, it didn't really bother me as a kid. I felt that they found pretty interesting ways of dressing up the masks, helping to really differentiate them. Additions like horns and spikes. It does go a long way to make them feel more unique. But this mask. Look, it's unique from all the other Skull villains, that's great. But I mean, they just took the original Skull Spider design and slapped it on the face, that's it. As a teenager, when this set came out, I was like, oh, that feels a bit lazy. It kind of felt like cheating, The rest of the body design is so awesome. Why give him a mask that literally came in every single Masters set? Yeah, okay, it does have some skull-like qualities to it. It kinda works. But come on. Masks are one of the most exciting things on any Bionicle set. To get another copy of a very common mask? Honestly, it was enough to make me want to pass on buying this set. But see, as an adult, I've kind of changed my opinion on this. I think it's cool. It adds some interesting, implied lore to the character. If these Skull villains are, resurrected corpses, then maybe the owner of the original body, well, it was some dude who got corrupted by a Skull Spider. And now the reanimated corpse has fused to the Skull Spider itself. That's just its head now. Of anything, it makes this guy a scarier opponent. When they fight him, they think to themselves, dang, had I been overtaken by a Skull Spider, I might have looked a little something like this. I don't know, the concept is certainly interesting. I like it a lot more than I used to. But something I've always loved about this set, the play feature. Oh baby. A simple rotation of the gear on the back causes all four arms to spin around. This is ridiculously fun to mess around with. And it's a real joy to have a simulated fight with a Toa. Heck yeah! And I love, love, love the trans green pieces. It really looks like he's being overtaken by some sort of ghostly green flame. Ethereal magic. That's what's keeping this skeleton body alive. The orange chain is a bit of fun. It locks onto the corrupted Liwa mask that also comes with the set. It really paints the picture of Skull Slicer swinging this chain around, latching it onto a mask, and then ripping it off. Sweet. I think sometimes this set gets forgotten about, and that really does come down to the kind of boring mask. A mask that I don't think is as boring as people give it credit for. But really, dude, this design is excellent. The aesthetic, the colors, the play features, it's dope. I love G2 Bionicle sets. They just hit different. And I think you can say the same for the pieces. Let's see what you get and how you can use them in your own creations. I love these CCBS bones. They look so nice on skeletons, but Gunners24 shows us they look even better on a mech suit. It's a really efficient and creative way of creating some sort of thin or lightweight mechanical limbs. Brilliant! That printed torso is up next, and maybe you look at this and you're like, ugh, I don't like that print. I wish it came, unprinted. Fair enough. Well, remember, if you get an eraser, and you go to town on that piece, you can rub off the print. And then with that, you can use it like Marco Mazzori has done here. So clean, so pretty. The next element today These sweet shoulder pads. Vanny MOCs uses them in all kinds of ways. Armor on the torso, a sweet helmet. And hey, take a look at that. That's the printed torso we were talking about just before. I like the fact that the armor piece here, the way it's placed, it makes it look like the print is circuits, gears, all kinds of exposed innards that are peeking out through the armor. That's a really nice touch. Liwa's mask in that stunning marbled coloration. What about that? Well, I was unable to find a creation that uses this mask in this color, but I found this. This creation by Vorox uses Tahu Uniter's mask that also has that cool coloration, just in different colors. But imagine, what if this MOC used this mask and you change up the orange for trans green? That would be sick. It would look like some sort of ethereal ghostly flame haunting this character. I like the sound of that. Speaking of green, here's the limbs. Big fan of how Valhalla MOCs has used them here. They pair quite nicely with Elix pieces. And actually, them being unarmored, it adds a beautiful contrast to all these mechanical limbs and body parts, really differentiating the original body versus the new mechanical upgrades. I love it. And we'll finish off with the Skull Spider Mask. Sigmox uses 2 of these pieces for some pretty sweet knee pads. How good is that? Alright, that's it for the pieces. Now, a pretty great revamp of the set. Ghostly is the person that made this. Yeah, changing up the shade of trans green to something a little lighter. It's a cool idea. And then localizing all of that on the back. Interesting. Oh, and then Coulter's mask for torso armor. That's a bit of fun. But yeah, the back details give you something even more exciting, because they pop out and become an additional set of arms. That's right, now he has 8 arms. Wild! I also love that the trans green is localized only on these arms. It makes you think that, I don't know, the arms are not actually arms. They're made up of magic. It reminds me of something you might see on a monk in D&D. Honestly, there's so many translucent limb pieces that came out of G2 Bionicle, you could easily recreate something like this. But this MOC does a pretty good job of doing it too. And 8 arms? Dude, that's just sick. Now, sure, the colors here are a bit dulled down. I do miss some of the original poppy greens and brighter colors. But hey, you know, just giving this MOC a bit of a darker tone, going for something a little more gritty, I can get behind that. I really like this revamp, and I really like this set. But what are your thoughts on Skull Slicer? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now. For those of you playing at home, I am currently on episode 977 of One Piece. Oh my god, it's so good.